I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. The results are in from state and local investigations into mistreatment allegations brought by the parent of a nonverbal autistic student in Flagler County. Rich Petchke reports.
The parent accused Belle Terre Elementary School staff of secluding the boy in a dark classroom for more than a half an hour because the student didn't want to go to a phys ed class. There were also accusations that employees had made derogatory public comments about the boy. Flagler Live reports the case came to light after the parents sent the child to class with a recording device which captured staff conversations. According to the Palm Coast Observer, an investigation from the state's Bureau of Exceptional Education and Student Services determined that there was not enough evidence to support the seclusion claim. School District Attorney Christy Gavin says their investigation into the staff comments resulted in verification that inappropriate things were said, and the district's disciplinary process was conducted with each of the individuals involved. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Rich Petchke.
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Delta Airlines nonstop to Atlanta, and now nonstop service to New York City via American Airlines.
It's not very often that happens, if at all.
It's a first for Flagler County. Congressman Waltz held a roundtable meeting with key county staff members at the Emergency Operations Center in Bunnell Tuesday. Flagler County Commission Chairman Donald O'Brien says the meeting lasted about 2 hours and was mostly a listening session for Waltz.
The point of the meeting was for him to get to know the leadership team. We kind of went around the room and they discussed, some of their responsibilities, talked about things where we could use the congressman's help from the federal side, and it was just good dialogue back and forth. He asked a lot of questions. He was very engaged, learned about our issues, and committed to try to help us.
The county's technology director spoke of a need for increased federal funding for the 911 dispatch center after the legislature lowered the surcharge on phone bills by 10 cents. Officials also spoke of costly lawsuits related to ADA compliancy, an issue Waltz called a tough one. Waltz is due back in Flagler County Thursday.
That session, I believe he's getting a tour of our completed dune projects, and I think looking at the current construction that's going on at A1A and also the section of Flagler Beach where the upcoming Army Corps of Engineers project is going to take place. So I believe Commissioner Sullivan is going to be part of that.
Waltz also wants to hold a similar session with Palm Coast leaders. Flagler County Sheriff is honored for a lifetime of achievement. Tony Magoo has the story.
Flagler County Sheriff Rich Staley received the Florida Sheriff's Association Lifetime Achievement Award on Monday at their annual summer conference. I was honored to receive this award in front of my fellow sheriffs of Florida, Staley said. I have spent the majority of my life in public service and couldn't imagine a more fulfilling profession. It is an honor to serve our community and support law enforcement throughout Florida. Sheriff Staley began his law enforcement career in 1975 as a police officer. He served for 23 years at the Orange County Sheriff's Office, being promoted through the ranks to undersheriff. And on November the 8th of 2016, Sheriff Staley was elected sheriff of Flagler County and sworn into office on January 3rd of 2017 as Flagler County's 18th sheriff. As sheriff, he leads a workforce of more than 300 employees with a budget of almost $30 million. The FSA said, "Your service to the association and our state is remarkable." For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
Flagler Palm Coast High School has a new principal.
Tom Russell comes from years of experience. He has 29 years under his belt now, and Superintendent Jim Tager says he plans to be with FPC for at least 5 years. Russell said he's already met some of his students and knows what he needs to do.
In fact, I met with a group of students yesterday, and I said, "What are your expectations of me as principal?" And they said they want me to be visible, they want me to talk to them, and they want me to care. And so that all goes back to relationships, and that's what we know in education. Before you can really teach, you have to have those relationships.
Superintendent Tager said it was a no-brainer hiring Tom Russell. Students are back in school on August 12th. You can hear the entire interview on the Free for All Friday podcast. You can find that on the Flagler Radio app. Download the Flagler Radio app today. Tomorrow, what is an A-rated school district? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.